In the previous video, we saw Denji decide to sacrifice himself to escape that hotel. But that wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a new nightmare, and if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Denji throws himself straight into the monster's mouth without a second of hesitation. For 3 whole days, inside the darkness, soaked in blood and the reeking heat of flesh, the sound of his chainsaws mixes with the beast's screams. The monster tries to crush him, chew him, break him apart, but Denji keeps going with only one thing: pure stubborn will. No special power, no strategy, just a single thought echoing in his head. If I'm not dead yet, then I fight. After an endless 3-day struggle, Denji finally reaches the monster's heart and destroys it. The endless hotel, like a looping hell, releases them. The doors open. Everyone is free. Later, Denji and Aki are taken to the hospital for recovery. Himino stays by Aki's side, quietly, carefully, and it's clear she feels something deeper than simple concern. When Aki recovers a bit, he says, "To celebrate not dying, we're all going out tomorrow. And Makima has to come too." The celebration begins at a busy restaurant. Laughter, loud voices, and glasses being emptied one after another. Himino gets drunk, her cheeks warm and flushed. She leans in close to Denji and says, "Let's kiss." Denji freezes. He always dreamed that his first kiss would be with Makima. But temptation is louder than logic. They kiss, and suddenly, Himino throws up. Her vomit goes directly into Denji's mouth. In front of everyone, right in the middle of the party, Denji's first kiss becomes a memory soaked in warm, sour humiliation. After the party, a still drunk Himino brings Denji back to her place. Denji is exhausted, dazed, and confused. Himino leans over him, looks into his eyes, and in a soft, tipsy whisper says, "Denji, want to sleep with me?" Denji spent the entire night thinking about Makima and the drink she gave him after that disastrous vomit-filled kiss. The next morning, Himino wakes up confused and heavy, still hungover from the night before. She remembers nothing from last night. Denji explains that nothing happened between them, because he wants his first real connection to be with Makima. Himino, who was initially worried, breathes a sigh of relief. With a faint smile, she says it's better that way, because Denji is still underage, and she didn't want that kind of relationship either. Then Himino admits that she likes Aki. With a playful and quiet tone, she suggests to Denji, "Let's form a secret alliance. I'll help you get closer to Makima, and you help me get closer to Aki." A hidden agreement between two lost hearts. The scene changes. Makima is on a train heading to Tokyo for a business meeting. Suddenly, a group of armed men open fire on her and her guards, killing them. But the incident doesn't end there. Across the city, an unknown group is attacking devil hunters. They also target Arai and Kobini and shoot at them. Back at the restaurant, Denji, Power, Aki, and Himino are sitting around a table. But this peace doesn't last long. A man from the next table says to Denji, "Remember my father? The Yakuza you worked for. He is the grandson of that Yakuza. He hates Denji and wants to take Denji's heart for the gun devil." He pulls out his gun, and the shooting begins. Power immediately attacks him. Aki summons the fox devil. The massive mouth of the fox appears and swallows the man in one move. But for the first time, the fox says, "This one is foul. Not human, not devil. I will not eat him," and spits the man back out. It is revealed that he is Katana Man, a human fused with a devil. Aki is forced to use his cursed sword. Each strike takes life from him, but he attacks until Katana Man collapses and the fox devil moves in to finish the job. But the victory is short-lived. A mysterious girl appears with a simple gesture. Katana Man is revived. With lightning-fast speed, Katana strikes Aki. Power is shocked and can't do anything. Himino is already wounded, her breathing heavy, but she is still standing. Still for Aki, she calls for the ghost devil's help, but this time, the ghost devil responds, "That girl is dangerous. I cannot fight her alone. You must help me." Himino understands why this is not just any battle. Love is involved. Love for Aki.so. She closes her eyes and says, "Take it, take all of me." This time, the ghost devil draws its power from Himino herself. The strength flows through her body, but Katana is faster. His blades gleam in the air, and in an instant, Himino's arms are severed. Himino is still standing. Not for herself, only for Aki. But the mysterious girl raises her hand, with a cold calmness, like someone who always knew the outcome. "Snake, swallow her." A massive serpent emerges from the darkness. A mouth like a nightmare. And Himino, without a sound, without a chance for goodbye, completely disappears. The only thing left of her is her eye patch, which falls gently to the ground. After Himino disappears, the ghost devil's remaining hand pulls Denji's chainsaw cord. Denji rises again, covered in blood, and charges at Katana Man once more. The fight is fast and brutal. During the battle, One of Katana Man's men points a gun at Denji. Denji reacts quickly and grabs that man, using him as a hostage. But the moment Denji's attention slips, Katana Man moves with terrifying speed, and in a single strike, he cuts both Denji and the hostage in half. Meanwhile, the attackers who assaulted Division 4 believed their plan had succeeded. They thought they had killed Makima. They shot her inside the train. They killed everyone. They were sure the job was done. But Makima was not dead. Makima travels with 30 death row inmates to the top of a shrine. All of the prisoners are blindfolded. Makima speaks the name of one of the assassins, and the prisoner repeats it. Then Makima presses her hands together, and that assassin's body crushes in on itself and explodes. Each time she names one, they die instantly, and each prisoner collapses right after. Sayatari and Katana Man are stunned. They realize immediately Makima survived, because only Makima has this kind of power. Just as they prepare to take Denji's body with them, Kobeni appears. Her steps are sharp and fast like a blade. She dodges bullets. She rescues Denji. And Katana Man and Sayatari retreat, shaken and afraid. Aki wakes up in the hospital. He slowly takes out his sword and calls the Fox Devil. He asks, "How many years of my life are left?" The Fox Devil answers coldly, 2 years. Aki shows no reaction. He just sits down and lights a cigarette. But as the smoke rises, his hands begin to tremble. He remembers Himino, her smile, her voice, the hand she would always reach out with. His tears fall quietly. Denji watches Aki's tears. He thinks to himself, "Why am I not sad? Why don't I feel anything?" He tries to imagine, if Makima dies, will I cry? But inside his heart, there is nothing. His heart no longer works like a human's, and that is frightening. Even if he can't explain WHY to AT the same time, Makima, in order to strengthen Division 4, sends Power and Denji to train under Kishibe, the strongest living devil hunter. Kishibe tells them, "You two are monsters, so I'll train you like monsters." And from that day on, hell begins. Kishibe's training has only one meaning. Every day, all day, he hunts them. He breaks their bones, twists their necks, crushes their skulls, and waits for them to revive, just so he can kill them again, because he knows, if they can survive him, they can survive anything. Then a visitor comes to see Aki, Himino's sister. She gives Aki Himino's letters. In these letters, Himino had written about Aki with painful honesty. She called him a good man, and said she couldn't bear the thought of watching him die. One day, she wanted to convince Aki to quit being a devil hunter, so that he could live. Aki reads the letters, stunned. The words fall like a heavy weight on his chest, changing something deep inside him. Meanwhile, Makima's assistants take Aki to meet a stronger devil, since the Fox Devil no longer cooperates with him. Aki stands before the future devil. The future devil, with a tone that sounded half playful and half threatening, said to Aki, "Put your head inside my stomach. Let me see your future. Then I'll decide whether we make a contract or not." Aki, without a moment of hesitation, pushed his head into that terrifying darkness, and whatever the future devil saw was interesting enough that he laughed and said, "All right, I'll live inside your right eye. In return, you can use my power, but your future? It's going to end very, very badly." Aki, with a strange calmness, accepted the contract. Meanwhile, the brutal training of Denji and Power with Kishibe continued. Kishibe, tired but satisfied, said that tomorrow would be the practical exercise. The new Division 4 will be revealed. It's time to capture Sayatari and Katana. Meanwhile, Makima held a meeting with the Yakuza boss. She asked him to hand over the list of everyone who had made a contract with the Gun Devil. The Yakuza boss laughed, but Makima calmly placed a bag on the table and said, "In this bag are the eyes of your family members. If you cooperate, they will all be returned." Right there, his laughter stopped. At the same time, the hideout of Sayatari and Katana, an old hotel, was surrounded by the special forces of Division 4. The hotel was filled with wandering zombies walking aimlessly through the halls. But this time, Division 4 was not alone. The new team was introduced. The Shark Fiend, a wild creature that can swim through any surface, walls, floors, even air. The Violence Fiend, so dangerous that he must always wear a poison mask to protect others. The Spider Devil, moving in human form, calm, unless you look at her with mockery. And the Angel Devil, peaceful, with no hostility, but physical contact with him means death. The forces began clearing the hotel. Aki, Power, Denji and Kobeni made their way towards Sayatari and Katana. Aki stepped out of the elevator. Several Gun Devil followers opened fire at him. Aki opened his right eye. Time and movement slowed in his vision. The power of the future had activated. Seconds later, all of them were lying dead on the floor. Aki saw Sayatari. Sayatari, cold and emotionless, raised her hand and shouted, "Ghost, kill him." And now, the ghost against the future. Aki, standing between death and the path ahead. The Ghost Devil attacks Aki, wrapping its hands around his throat, trying to choke the life out of him. Aki struggles but can't fight back. He's losing strength fast. Suddenly, he remembers Himino and the very first cigarette she gave him. When he opens his eyes again, he realizes the ghost devil has stopped. In its hand, that same cigarette, a message from Himino beyond death. Aki recalls her words. The ghost devil doesn't have eyes. It sees through fear. Don't be afraid, and it won't see you. With calm determination, Aki walks past the monster, climbs above it, and cuts off its head in one clean motion. Sawatari tries to summon the snake devil to escape, but before she can move, Kobeni appears silently behind her and presses a knife against her throat. Aki orders, keep her alive. Meanwhile, Denji and Power ride the elevator upward. Power gets off on one floor to fight a horde of zombies, while Denji continues upward alone, where Katana is waiting for him. Katana demands revenge for his grandfather's death, and their intense battle begins. During the fight, Katana yells, "Why are you siding with the devil hunters?" Denji grins and answers, "For food, a warm place to live, and maybe a little gift from Makima." But the truth is, Denji's biggest motivation lies in something much simpler and wilder. Their battle moves into a speeding train, where Katana gains the upper hand. As Denji tries to protect the passengers, Katana slices off both his arms, mocking him and telling him to beg for mercy. But Denji remembers Kishibe's brutal training. Never give up. In a flash, Denji lunges forward, using the chainsaw from his head to slice Katana clean in half. Later, since Katana's body can regenerate just like Denji's, Denji ties him up inside the train, waiting for the police to arrive. But before that, he turns to Aki with a smirk. "Hey, before they get here, let's have a little contest to pay him back for Himino. Whoever makes him scream first wins." Aki hesitates, but the thought of Himino pushes him forward. And for once, they both share a quiet laugh. The operation ends successfully. All members of the enemy faction are captured. Makima delivers a full report to her superior, Sawatari. The one who had made a contract with the gun devil has committed suicide. The team managed to recover half of the gun devil's flesh at last. That fragment has begun to move toward its original body. And finally, in the closing moment, a mysterious short-haired girl calls out softly, "Denji." The screen fades to black. And so begins the next chapter of Chainsaw Man. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe, so you won't miss what happens next.